Welcome to the Blessors of Israel podcast. I'm Matthew Dodd, Executive Director of Blessors of Israel. Not in studio. I'm actually on the island Princess in the Mediterranean with Pastor Rich Jones. He's the founder and chairman of Blessors of Israel. Pastor Rich, we're on a Blessors of Israel and Footsteps of Paul cruise. And I tell you what, this has been an amazing opportunity for us just to experience how God used the Apostle Paul to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ. And yet we want to reach out to all of our listeners and viewers and supporters of Blessors of Israel because of what's been happening in the news. October 1st, Iran struck Israel, about 200 projectiles, 180 ballistic missiles. And we've been waiting for a response from Israel, and they did just that. And maybe you can explain to our viewers what transpired and the significance of it.
Well, first, I think everyone understands that Israel has the right to defend herself, and that what happened on October 1st was unprovoked. Israel decided to make that attack happen, and Israel has a right to respond to it. Everyone has been expecting, of course, this response, and very concerned about what it could be. Will they attack oil depots? Will they attack nuclear facilities? Of which could really escalate the situation. And so I think everyone was waiting to see how Israel would respond. And now that Israel has responded, I think everyone understands it was actually a very strategic move. They attacked military installations and weapons depots, military factories where they're creating missiles and drones, etc. And of course, and they took down radar stations and other defensive stations in 3 separate waves.
140 Israeli Air Force jets.
Probably more than 1,000 sorties flown. And it was a tremendous success. I think that they sent a clear message to Iran that they can attack at will. And I think that it was strategic because it will, in many ways, I think, I can't say de-escalate, but it won't escalate to the point that it could have should, let's say, they would have attacked oil depots or nuclear facilities. That would have really escalated. I think it could have even invited other nations to join in a further retaliation against Israel. So it was strategic. I think it was very well timed. It was an excellent move, very strategic. And I think we should say, well done. Every single plane returned without any damage. And they inflicted all that they wanted to do against Iran. They sent a very clear message.
Agreed. Netanyahu basically said what we're going to do, what we did was ensure that those Iranian sites that have basically propelled Iran's agenda against Israel have been taken out. And as a result, it's going to take a long time for Iran to rebuild. And so that buys time for Israel. And it neutralizes what Iran can do against Israel for the time being.
That's right.
And it sent, like you said, a very strong message to Iran and its proxies in regards to the strength of Israel.
That's right.
The United States did not participate. They were notified beforehand, but I'm getting word that United States aircraft were available to assist in an event that any Israeli aircraft had difficulties upon the return of the sorties.
And they attacked, again, military factories where they are manufacturing missiles, many of which have been used by Hezbollah against Israel. And so they were deliberately, of course, trying to set Iran back on their heels, and they did just that. And I think that's, again, well done, strategically well done, very commendable. Now, I think we should also note that Iran is struggling in the sense that they are back on their heels. I mean, they're going to have to recalibrate.
And not only that, word came out today, I think it was the Times of Israel, that the Ayatollah,
Yes.
his health is ailing. So
Serious.
back in March, when the president, Ibrahim Raisi, died in a helicopter accident, he was looking to be the heir apparent.
That's right.
Now they're looking to the Ayatollah's son
That's
to
right.
take over. He's been in that position over Iran since 1989. When the original Ayatollah took over, and that's when we had the Iranian crisis at the United States, with the United States.
So we have to monitor in this one. Now, the Khomeini is, I think, 85 years old. As you mentioned, is in serious condition. His health is very concerning, of course, to Iran. But this could change the dynamics of the whole circumstance. Khomeini has been a hardliner, and he has been the driver of this whole endeavor to arm up and to strategize against Israel. Iran's clear intent has been to destroy Israel. You want to talk about genocide? That's genocide. Complete Holocaust again against Israel. And as we've seen, there have been many who have been trying to bring in some kind of diplomatic solution. Can there be a two-state solution? Well, Iran does not want a two-state solution. They want a one-state solution, and Israel is not part of it.
That's exactly right. So it's been an eventful week.
Yes.
We have the BRICS alliance of nations.
Yes.
We have China reaffirming Iran's sovereignty and their support for Iran. You have Putin and Erdogan talking about new trade routes in the Black Sea and strengthening that alliance as well.
Don't forget, you've got North Korean soldiers.
I was going to get to that.
Fighting in Ukraine.
Yep, we're talking about 3,000.
That's just a tip.
Yeah,
there's more coming.
Now, what's interesting in all of this, though, and I want to just take a turn back to the Bible here for a quick moment before we close our podcast. In Ezekiel 38, it talks about that in a time of relative peace for Israel, then there will be the battle of Gog and Magog.
That's right.
And that has puzzled many scholars down through the years, because when has Israel truly been at peace with its neighbors? Now, what I find fascinating is, because of how Israel has gone after Hamas, Hezbollah, and now Iran, they are positioning themselves in a posture of strength like never before.
That's right.
And could it be that is going to set the stage for a season of peace?
That's right.
That has been prophesied in Ezekiel 38.
Yes.
But that time of peace will then give the enemies of Israel an opportunity to rebuild, which we know they're going to do because of their professed agenda.
That's right.
And then they will strike. Israel will be outmanned, outgunned. They see the strength of Israel. Their respect for Israel, I believe, has grown exponentially.
That's right.
And so now they realize, if we're going to do this, we cannot do this piecemeal. We have to come with a full blitzkrieg of sorts against Israel.
And we see those nations mentioned in Ezekiel 38 now forming an alliance, an axis, maybe a bit of
resistance is what they're called.
Exactly. And those very nations that we read about in Ezekiel 38 and 39 are forming this axis of resistance. And Ezekiel says, the Arab nations will stand by and watch, not necessarily be firsthand engaged, but will watch. And this is what we're seeing as well.
And that's what we see Saudi Arabia.
Exactly.
Hey, you're out of bounds.
That's right.
Jordan piped in. You're out of bounds. Are they doing anything? No.
No. And they're not engaging.
No.
But who is engaging? Iran, Russia, Turkey will be soon.
With the support of China.
And North Korea.
Yes.
Which is not mentioned in Ezekiel 38 and 39. But it does.
But let's talk about many nations, though.
Exactly. And though it strengthens Russia's hand. Right?
Agreed.
When North Korea sends soldiers into battle alongside of Russian soldiers, is setting a precedent for future collaboration of action. And so it will only strengthen Russia's hand. And we know that Russia plays a key role in the Battle of Gog and Magog mentioned in Ezekiel 38 and 39.
So as we've been saying, Blessors of Israel is staying up to date and wants to share with you the latest updates regarding Israel in the Middle East so that you know how to stand with Israel, pray for Israel in the latter days.
Right.
As we've mentioned, we're literally seeing the setting of the stage for the fulfillment of Ezekiel 38 and 39, the battle of Gog and Magog. Well, it's been a blessing to be with you today. We want to encourage you to visit our website at www.blessors.org. That's Blessors with an O-R-S. .org. There you'll discover the mission and vision for Blessors of Israel. Encourage you to check out our newsroom. There you'll find curated news with biblical commentary concerning Israel and all that's happening in the Middle East concerning Israel. We also encourage you to follow us on Facebook, Getter, and Twitter. And by the way, make sure you like this podcast and subscribe to our channel. We encourage your prayers and your financial partnership also as we build this new vital ministry. We again thank you so much for joining us. Remember, those who bless Israel will be blessed. Shalom, shalom.